सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः ओम नमो नारायणाय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय हरि ओम Lessons from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The first lesson we reflected upon was do not grieve. Krishna says, do not grieve. And he gives so many reasons why we should not grieve. The first and the foremost reason being, you are Ananda Swarupa. We are the source of happiness. We are the nature, the very nature of what we seek outside is actually our own nature. We are Ananda Swarupa. Therefore, we should not grieve. Natvam Shochitam Arhasi. Being the source, the very nature, the Swarupa of Ananda, you should not grieve. That is the foremost reason he says, you should not grieve. And then he looks at Krishna and all of us. Did something happen? Forget about self-knowledge. Even contemplation on self-knowledge is not possible where we are right now. So he says, okay, forget about self-knowledge or abidance or even contemplation on it. Now you should act. At this stage where you are, you should act. But many forewarnings. How, why you should understand all this and act. So the second lesson, act with detachment. Act with detachment. Act without attachment or expectation to the results of action. Just as in the case of lesson 1, this lesson also, Krishna repeats so many times in Bhagavad Gita, starting from the second chapter all the way to the last one. Mukta Sangha Samachara, Asakto Hyacharan Karma Paramapnoti Purushaha, Yudhyasva Vigatajvaraha, Yuddha Uttishta, Karma Palam Tyakva, Shantim apnoti naishtikim. So many places. If you give up the attachment to the results of action and work, then you will attain peace, happiness, and perfection. That is the way to work. Yes, said many times. So again, repetition means what? It must be something very important, right? If it's worth repeating so many times by Shri Krishna and the Gita, then it is something very important. Also, it means it is something very difficult, not so easy to do. Therefore, he keeps repeating. Sometimes when we hear about Karma Yoga, act without expectation, it feels like an utopian dream, an impossible, practically impossible task. It is the result. If I don't see the target in front of me, why would I even move forward? Without a goal, without a target, without a result, you want me to act? The result is the motivation for me to start acting in the first place. Without else would I act? So Krishna says, he explains the philosophy of karma, how it works, how it binds. With that clarity and understanding, you do your duties. That's what he says. So to explain So first of all, we are still reflecting or discussing lesson 2, and lesson 3 will continue. It's a continuation, rather an extension of lesson 2 itself. That's why. So first, what we have to understand the philosophy of karma is in our hands, but not the results of action. Karma phala is not in our hands. Plain logic, common sense, little bit of observation and contemplation, we will agree. We will have to agree, right? Results of action, something in the future, not really in my hands. Action in the present, in my hands. I have control, I have a choice, I have a right. It's plain common sense, it seems like. But yet I get attached to the results and then I get disappointed. And also, not only that karma phala is something in the future, but it's also not in our control ever. Not now, not in the future. It will not come in our control. Why? Because it is subject to so many unseen factors, unknown situations, unknown beings, unknown things. So many are involved that I'm not an all-knower. I may know about one thing, how to do that one thing to my perfection. I may do it and I may be able to do it also, expecting exactly that result. But by the time the result comes, there are so many situations, things, people involved, so many things keep changing. The trigger, yes, I aimed and I let it go. But after that, the wind factor is there, the target could have moved, so many things could have happened. And I'm not even aware of all those things. So understand, know that there is a superior, much superior, all-knowing power. And there is a supreme law that eternally, universally governs. And I'm not the lawmaker. I'm not the all-knower. Therefore, the result is not my choice. It's not in my hands, not in my control. It would be wise just to work without expectations. So you start off with expectation, work towards it. When the result comes, accept. That's all. When that result comes, despite your best efforts, this has happened, not in my hands. Just come. I have no choice. Take it, accept it, and move on. Even when we analyze it, it seems like a logical, common, general sense. Right? And even our own experiences. Every time when a lesson, Krishna says we have to try to personalize and examine our own experiences of the past. If we examine our own experiences, so many times this happens, right? We work hard for something, we plan something out, we prepare so much. We prepare ourselves for this exam, which would just change my career. Or for this job, I put in everything and prepare myself. So much I did to plan and start a family or raise a child. Starting from the petty, planning for a trip or planning for exams, all the way for planning for life, planning my life. We take all these steps and plan and work hard for it and put efforts. But so many things could go wrong and so many things do go wrong. The exam I prepared so much, but just in the last moment I fell sick or some other, I just put the second answer for the third one and then it was gone. Just lost by 2 marks. Whatever it may be. The job I poured myself into, the company had to let go. Pink slip, fired. That's all. So much you plan to start a family, the right time. I've settled all these things, settled, whatever. Try so hard, there is no child. Or a special child is born. Or a child is born and you put in so much efforts to raise the child with the best of things, with the best of culture and everything. But suddenly when he's grown up, he's out of your control, he gets into bad company and you're disappointed. You're helpless. I'm not saying not all of these things. Something at some place, at some point, we would have experienced this, despite our best efforts, preparation, and hard work. Something does not, even big things like this in life. Forget about small things, big things in life also do not go as expected. It happens, we have seen it. What choice did we have? Understand that there is a reason, bigger reason, greater reason, which I do not understand, which I do not know. Accept it and move on from there. Accept that situation. Despite my best precautions and efforts and preparation, this has happened. I have no choice. Accept, move on from there. See, this is not to say, think negative, expect the worst. Then there will be no motivation to try only. That's why he reminds, don't get inclined to inaction. Karma jayo hya karmanaha. Any time, action is better than inaction. Don't decline. Mate sangostu akarmani. Thinking of all these things that anyway result is not in my hands and anything bad could go wrong. So why take it up in the first place? Then you may be inclined to inaction. No. Anytime karma is better than inaction. So don't get comfortable with that attitude. No. We act, we must, but understand that there is no choice. With this understanding, if you work, what happens when the result comes? I have to accept it. This, in turn, neutralizes the likes and dislikes. I have to accept. So what happens? The likes and dislike, which is like a time bomb, the like and dislike was the root cause for the action itself. It was the unseen, it lied inside me, the likes and dislikes, prompting desires, prompting actions. Yes, I acted with all those desires, but when the result came, I understood. I always knew result is not in my hands. So when it came, I just attacked. Now the like and dislike is like, what is this? Diffused time bomb. It couldn't work. It worked up till the action and the result came. I had to accept. I accepted. That's all. It became ineffective. This is what happens anyway. But when we understand and with that shift in attitude, it becomes easy for us. Even better is what? See the outcome as Bhagavan's prasad. See the outcome, not as just a choiceless thing, but as Bhagavan's prasad. And let's remember, this we can do only if our actions are good and taken up with good intention and we put good efforts. And despite the good action, good intention and good effort, if the result did not come as expected, then we will be in a position to say Bhagavan's prasad. For wrong actions or wrong motives or not enough efforts, we cannot even say that. We cannot even accept it. We cannot even say, we cannot blame the Lord. This is Bhagavan's prasad, right? Here too, again, personalize this. When Bhagavan says, take this, accept cheerfully as prasada, what is our experience in the past? Sometimes when we look back, what was the most terrible thing also that happened in your life? Right now, after so many years, after all this passage and journey of life, looking back, it feels like that is the best thing that could have happened. To make me who I am right now, where I am right now, who I am right now, that was very much needed. Although I didn't understand, I couldn't accept. I felt terrible, helpless at that time. Now, looking back, probably in my best. I didn't know at that time, but now I am in full acceptance. But at that time, if I had that prasada buddhi, it would have made my life so much easier. No, our own life. So with this understanding, with this experiential wisdom, when we look back, this is our experience looking at others' life also. Probably this was good for her, we feel. Then, now what is best? Accept cheerfully as Bhagavan's prasad. Because despite my best efforts, does happen. Lord is all knower. He knows what is good, better, and best for me and best for everyone. So this must be Bhagavan's prasad. When such prasada buddhi is there, what is prasada buddhi? Siddha siddhayoho samo bhutva. Taking success and failure as even and facing everything with a calm, composed, equipoised mind. Success, failure, gain, loss, sukha, dukha, evenness. That means not only when things go bad, I accept as prasad. Even when things go very good, I don't get elated and say egoistically, I have done it. I'm a success. No. In both cases, I did my best. unto him. So whatever he gives, that must be the best for me right now. I accept as Bhagavan's prasad. Whether it is puliodare or laddu or vada or just vibhuti, it is his prasad. With such devotion, accept the prasad. This is for my best, what has happened. Prasade sarva dukhanam hani asyopajayate. When such prasada buddhi is there, the sorrow, there is no sorrow, there is no. See, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. So such a prasada buddhi, if one has, that also diffuses this likes and dislikes. So again, there may be this question, how can we have this prasada buddhi looking at the world? Sometimes, okay, looking at my own life, I feel maybe this happened for my good. Yeah, I feel right now. Okay, I can accept it. But sometimes in this world, so many bad, terrible things happen. How can I accept that also and think that must be God's doing? How can I blame the terrible things also upon the Lord and say this is prasada, God's prasada? Like, see, look very much in the source of this Bhagavad Gita in Mahabharata itself. So many lessons are there. If we all know the background, so take for one example, Bhishma Pitamaha's past. Right? The Ashtavasus we know were cursed as to be born as the 8 sons, right? And one by one, when Shri Ganga Mata took the child and threw him as an infant at the very day or the next day into the river, it seemed like such a terrible thing. Seemed like such a terrible thing. But when we analyze after repeating, after knowing the end and all that, we knew those 7 vasus were actually blessed to get moksha from that worldly experience. The day they were born, they were relieved of their curse. They prostrated to Ganga Mata and became those celestial beings, those Vasus again. But whereas the 8th Vasu, Bhishma Pitamaha, had to live on, had to lie, see so many people younger to him die, had to fight his own grandsons. His choice was to kill them or to get killed by them. And he was lying on that deathbed. That long life, was that a boon? So also in our life, so also all those seemingly bad, terrible things. We have to understand this world is meant to give us vairagya. See Krishna's own example, Sri Lord Rama's own example, what all happened and how they took it. That is why itihasas are there. We don't even just have to see the terrible things that happen now. Right? So accept that some bigger scheme is there to help me evolve. To help me evolve. Even this bereavement, even the death, even the greatest loss is for me to get stronger, to get better, to get closer to who I truly am. I'm not dependent on all these things. Even though I don't understand the biggest knowledge right now, at least understand that it's the Lord's will and accept as prasad. Again, this way what happens? Likes and dislikes get neutralized. This was the lesson 2 that we saw. Okay, lesson 3. Whether we have understood and accepted and assimilated lesson 1 and 2 or not, Shri Krishna keeps moving. Lesson 3, right? Now, sometimes even this prasada buddhi seems a little difficult, but not impossible. We also might have followed it and done it see it happen in our own lives. Again, see our own personal lives and think, when was the time where I had complete acceptance, no expectation? You will see wherever, whenever, in whichever action, there was full self-sacrifice and complete self-dedication, there is no expectation. There is only cheerful acceptance. Wherever there is complete self-dedication, there is no expectation. Right? Our mothers, how much they do, full of self-sacrifice, embodiment of self-sacrifice, self-dedication, even their own life. is not a matter in front of the child's life. They sacrifice their body, their health, their sleep, their food, their career, their mana, their very life, right? For the sake of the child. They see themselves and there is complete dedication. There is, whatever happens, there is acceptance, there is cheer, there is no pain at all. There is just give, 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 and giving. Because they find that larger than themselves. A soldier fighting for the nation. If he was to fight for his paycheck or a medal, if that was in his mind, he would not be able to fight there, ready to sacrifice his life. He must believe in that higher cause. I am here representing my nation, for my nation, ready to do whatever it takes. Same with the scientist, same with a social worker, with a sportsman, with a national leader. We see glimpses of this attitude practiced by people here and there. And we also at times in these positions we do. It's not with an understanding and it's not permanent. So that is the next step. What next lesson? What Shri Krishna says, work for the sake of yajna. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. All those actions which are not done for the sake of yajna will bind us, will cause bondage. Only those actions that are done for the sake of yajna will liberate, will purify. The rest will definitely bind. So what is this word yajna? Yajna means any action where there is full sacrifice and dedication, where there is no selfishness. Like we saw in those examples. In those cases also, there is no selfish expectation. There is no like and dislike. I have given myself for this cause. So my personal dislike and like will not come, whether it is raising that child, whether it is my family, the society, humanity, my nation. In that cause, when I work, there is no like and dislike. Again, that is neutralized. Okay. Taking that even further up a notch. What is the highest, noblest cause that can ever be? Yajno vai Vishnuhu. Yajnatat karmanon yatra means what? So, dedicating all actions to Yajna. Who is Yajna? The Supreme Lord Bhagavan. If I do, then there is no bondage. That karma, the result, cannot touch me. Why? Because I have done arpana, offering, dedicating to the Lord, to please the Lord. He is the noblest cause. So it means having that appreciation that it is the Lord who has given me this very life, all these abilities, these opportunities. Therefore, with these abilities and opportunities and this life, whom else I should worship? For what other cause I should dedicate other than Him? Whether it is the same mother or the soldier or the scientist or the sportsman or the doctor, engineer, teacher, national leader, you can say I'm dedicating myself for this cause, or you can say I became a mother by the grace of God. I became a soldier or a doctor because there were so many, my parents gave me this education. My good Lord gave me this health and this body and this buddhi to understand and become a doctor. And all these patients who trusted and came to me so I can become an experienced doctor. So where do I have, what reason do I have to claim all these for myself? It was not my doing actually. It is the Lord's plan looks like. So why not serve Him? Yes, how do I serve? I serve the patients only, but through that, I'm not trying to please the patients. I'm not just doing this for the paycheck or for the medal, the award, or for the patients to be placed with me and give me a good customer review, but to please the Lord alone. I'm a good musician. It's not like I came here and I bought my voice. I came with it. I came with a pair of lungs, and this earth was filled with air which I could breathe. I came here and my mother's breast was already filled with milk to nurture me. So looking at everything, every small thing that the God has given me, my heart is filled with gratitude for Bhagavan. So I say, everything I do, whatever presents itself in front of me, it's an opportunity given by God to use the abilities that God has given me, to work with the people that God has given me, to work for the people that God has given me, to serve Him, to offer unto Him my best, unto Him our best. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Tadartam kuru kaunteya. Mukta sangha. That also you work without any attachment. Tadartam kuru. Madartam kuru karma. This also repeated so many times, no? Mat karma paramo bhava. Mat karma paramo bhava. Madhyaji bhava. Madartam kuru karma. Swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. Up to the 18th chapter. Swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati. Through one's duties, through one's actions, worshipping, adoring the Supreme Lord, one attains siddhi. Siddhi, perfection. Perfection, that purity of mind. The very word yajna that is used, if we analyze what it's a ritual, when the word yajna comes, what comes to our mind is a fire ritual. And when we do, what do? We offer, we do arpana of some samit, some havis, whatever we offer, a ghee into the fire god, and we say a mantra, Agne Swaha, Indraya Swaha, Idam Namama. Right? This I offer unto God. This is not mine. Idam Namama. I give up the attachment to I offer, and the results is not mine. At least by words we say it, whether we understand or not. And actually, it's in our culture, our people, our ancestors were so intelligent in their supreme wisdom to bring this understanding in our very lifestyle. They made it part of our culture. Every puja we do, whether it is for the construction of a building or whether it is housewarming, entering into the house after the construction, or it is entering into a marriage, the wedding ceremony, or even an ordinary puja that we do, we take sankalpa, isn't it? And what do we say? Ishvara Prityartham, Sadguru Prasada Siddhyartham. Then we say, Ayu, Arogya, Aishwarya, all these things we say. But don't we say this first? Ishvara Prityartham, I am doing this to please the Lord. Everything, this house I'm constructing, it is going to be the Lord's house. I'm entering into it, but He is the head of the family. I'm starting this project, He is my boss. I'm working for this company or starting my own company, He is the boss. I'm a servant. I'm His trustee. I have to take care of the kids and the family because it is His family. I have to take care of the house. I have to take care of the job and my employees because He is the boss. I'm not trying to please so and so, so and so, so and so, the ones above, under, or with me. No, that's not my goal. Even though it seems like somebody A, B, and C company or boss has employed me for such and such a thing, but the real boss is God, Bhagavan. And to please Him, I do it. And how do I know that He is pleased? We will know, isn't it? Sometimes when we do something, we have given our full, we feel that that's it. Today, I feel good. I feel happy. I feel contented doing that. Not that somebody praised it or even noticed it, but I feel something we feel inside, our inner voice tells that the Lord is pleased. Nobody else has to judge, give a mark, give a medal, praise, salary raise, nothing. Despite some bad result also we feel, okay, I handled this well, fine. So, mat karma paramo bhava. Mat karma paramo bhava. Do these actions, dedicate these actions unto me, unto the Supreme Lord. So that way, what happens? Likes and dislikes have no play. Why? I have to dedicate for this higher cause. Yajnarthat Guru. I have to dedicate to the Lord Himself. So I cannot have a like and dislike. I will only work with this person. I will not work this. I will not do this. I do not like this. I do not like that. No. This duty, opportunity has presented. This has come together by the Lord's grace to offer unto Him. When Ishvara Arpana Buddhi is there, that is the attitude of Yajna Bhava, self-sacrifice, self-dedication fully unto the feet of the Lord is there, while or before taking up the action and while we work on it, automatically there is Prasada Buddhi at the end. There is cheerful acceptance. I did unto him. Whatever now he has given is prasad only. No, what else? Again, likes and dislikes. So everywhere it is just not the action, what we do, but the shift in the attitude of the doer that matters. So that's why there is always Buddhi Yoga. Karma Yoga is called as Buddhi Yoga. Prasada Buddhi, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. It is not a particular action. Why? Because it is not the action that binds. It is not the result of action that it binds, but it is my expectation, my attachment to the results that binds. Why did that expectation take place? Because of the likes and dislikes, which are the root cause. So I cannot just weed out the likes and dislikes from my life like I take out the weeds from the field. I cannot remove them like I remove a hat or a shirt. Through action only I can just diffuse them, neutralize them. How? First thing, first attitude shift. I have no choice anyway. Result will come. Let me not have that in mind while I'm working. Whatever comes, it's okay, but I'm working towards this and I will give my best towards this. I know I have expectation, but result doesn't matter. I have no choice. Second, better shift. Accept cheerfully. This is Bhagavan's prasad. I did my best. This was done with good intention. This is what happened. Something else better is in plan. Is in plan. Even better, this I get to do to dedicate for this higher cause. Yajnartha Kuru Karma. Highest cause to the Lord Himself. He has blessed me with so much. Therefore, I do this as an offering unto Him my best. Mat karma parmo. Like this, as we make this shift in our attitude and keep performing those duties that come to us as an offering unto the Lord, these likes and dislikes get so attenuated, weakened, and just gone, so thinned out. And finally, what is the shift that can ultimately happen? Shri Bhagavan, Shri Krishna says, should I say it now itself? Nimitta matram bhava sabyasacha. All those duties or actions that you're struggling for has been done by me already. It's done. What are you planning and working? It's done. Done. You are just an instrument. Even without you, it will be done. If you want, you can be the instrument in my hand. That way our understanding should grow. That way our attitude should shift. Okay. Why all this? Because God's world is a happy place to live, but not my own world that I have created with my prejudices, with my ego, with my limitations, and with my likes and dislikes, which are the cause of bondage. These likes and dislikes not only cause bondage, they come in the way of my knowledge. They come in the way of me becoming contemplative also. Therefore, there is no way other than handling them. How to handle them? Through action, through the shift in attitude when I take up these actions, these duties. In the third chapter, last shloka, Shri Krishna says, what? He says, the senses are higher than the sense organs, then the mind is higher than the sense organs, then buddhi is higher than the mind, and yo buddhev paratastu saha, the self is beyond the buddhi, he says. What are you talking about? Self-knowledge and self-contemplation. That self is beyond your mind and buddhi. So first fix your mind, prepare your mind, so you can accept and live by that knowledge and own it up. Make your mind a fit recipient. For that, do actions, God as an offering. This is lesson 3. Mat karma paramo bhava. Mat karma paramo bhava. Madattam api karmani siddhim vidati. And that's why in 12th chapter, as he gives the different steps, he says, if doing actions unto me is difficult for you, at least do sarva karma phalatyaga. You do action for yourself, but when the result comes, you say it is Lord's prasad and you give that, and at least give the result to me. Leave that to me. Anyway, it's in my hands, but you leave that to me. What a loving hand-holding guidance this is from Sri Krishna. Let's reflect upon this more and more with Bhagwan's grace. We end here for today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo. Hari Om.